Hello and welcome to Applied Blockchain Technologies with the European Business University and the European Business Institute. My name is Dr. James Mully. I'm your instructor. Well, we've looked at tokens, we've looked at wallets, we've looked at faucets that are available for you to test the environment that you're in. But we've also especially looked at creating tokens. And one of the other important understandings that we have here is the ability to mint tokens within the stablecoin environment. So let's talk about that because minting tokens essentially is the ability to put tokens uh, into the system so that they are available for use. What exactly are stablecoins, first of all? Well, stablecoins, it's important to understand, are a type of cryptocurrency that designed to minimize the volatility that we know exists on the exchanges. And of course, it's associated with cryptocurrencies. Now, to achieve this stability, generally what happens is that cryptocurrencies can be pegged to a more stable asset, generally another currency, a currency in itself, in the real world, a fiat currency like the US dollar or the euro. This cryptocurrency can also be pegged or fixed to the value of a commodity such as gold, or even fixed to other cryptocurrencies. There are different types of stable coins, and let's just understand that the functionality of a stable coin is not very different from what we are trying to achieve when we look at currencies, especially within developing countries that are pegged to other currencies in order to ensure stability. So we have different types of crypto currencies, and we also do have different types of stablecoins. The first one that I'd want to look at is what's referred to as the fiat collateralized stablecoin. Now, collateralize here simply means that you put your value up against something, right? You put, in other words, the fiat or what has been decreed by government, fiat, by law, is currency in itself that's a legal tender in a country. So fiat collateralized stablecoins are backed by a reserve of a fiat currency, and generally it's fixed or it maintains a one-to-one peg. So for every stablecoin issued, then you have the exact equivalent in fiat currency. For every one stablecoin that's issued, you have the equivalent that's issued in terms of dollars or euros. And this, of course, is what is held in reserve because this is the basis for the collateral aspect. We also have crypto collateralized stablecoins, and these are backed by other cryptocurrencies as collateral, right, to ensure that their value remains stable relative to a fiat currency. And this is often operated with that mechanism. We also have what's referred to as algorithmic stablecoins. Now, these are not backed by any asset, but essentially they use a working mechanism, an algorithm, to control the coin's supply. And it's similar to how the central bank manages money supply, right? So when various uh, equations within this calculation are reached, then more is released or reduced. So stable coins are widely used for trading, essentially as a store of value and for transactions where users want to avoid the volatility, as you can understand, especially with cryptocurrencies. But they also still want to enjoy the benefits of this digital currency because all of the costs associated or the multiple actors are removed. So there are different types of stable coins that we can look at. The most popular one currently is most likely Tether. Tether goes under the symbol USDT, US dollar Tether, and it's the most one of the most widely used stablecoin. And again, it's as you can deduce, it's pegged to the dollar. We also have USDC, which is stable coin pegged again to the dollar and backed by US dollar reserved. And it's governed by a consortium that includes Circle and Coinbase. Then we also have Binance USD. It's also a USD pegged stablecoin that's approved by the New York State Department of Financial Services and pegged through to the US dollar through smart contracts. There are stablecoins that have come and gone, just such as such as the Terra USD. But we have other ones such as Stasis, which is also pegged to the euro. There's also Gemini dollar. It's issued by the Gemini Trust Company, and this is a regulated stable coin that looks at creditworthiness and price stability of the US dollar within this blockchain ecosystem. So what we're interested in examining is a stablecoin called JED, DJED. And JED essentially is a stablecoin on the Cardano blockchain, right? And it's designed to maintain, again, as you can imagine, a stable value, right? And it is a smart contract-based algorithm that is applied here to manage the supply of this token. So JED is pegged to the US dollar, and the reserves, the price stability is holding a reserve of base coins like ADA and using them to buy and sell JED to maintain its peg. So this is where, of course, the algorithm comes in. Now, what's important here, as you can see, is this concept of minting and burning JED tokens. To mint and burn, you will need the NAMI wallet, right? And then basically it's pretty straightforward. So if you look here, you'll see these buttons that say mint and burn, and we'll talk about those in a minute. So how do we go about this? Well, the first thing is you have to connect your NAMI wallet. And we've talked about wallets, and we've talked about how you can ensure that the NAMI wallet is pinned to your browser. If it is pinned to your browser, you'll find that when you hit the connect button, the NAMI wallet will immediately connect with the JED platform. But you have to make sure that your NAMI wallet is not only set up, but also funded with ADA. Now, don't forget, what I would suggest here is that you ensure that you're using testnet ADA or test ADA. You'll see a TADA to indicate that. And this is what you'll need in order to mint or create JED tokens. Just to explain briefly, the idea here is that what you're doing is that you're creating JED tokens, and these tokens, because they're pegged to the value of the US dollar, will remain more stable than the fluctuations that are generally experienced with the ADA token. So when you mint or create the JED token, what you're doing is that you're depositing ADA as collateral. And that's the first thing that has to be done. You have to, in your NAMI wallet, select the connect option, and then make sure you deposit the collateral. When you have deposited the collateral in your NAMI wallet, then by clicking on, make sure, of course, here you can see that it's on pre-production. So this means that it's on the testing environment. When you have deposited the collateral, go to your NAMI wallet and look for that function in settings. Make sure that you're also on pre-production, which is the testnet equivalent. And you deposit your test ADA as collateral. And once the collateral is deposited, then you can mint. You can come here and you can mint or create JED tokens, meaning that what has happened to your ADA is that they are now no longer accessible to you. They've been held as collateral. So you confirm the transaction in your NAMI wallet, and there are generally associated fees. Again, if you're using the test version here, these, of course, are not really, they have no value. So the JED tokens that are minted will be sent to your NAMI wallet, and you now have the stability of this. You can also transfer JET wallets to other wallets, JET tokens to other wallets that are on the same network, that are on the same network. Very important. Burning JET tokens is basically retrieving your ADA. So what you have to do is you go back to the platform, you return to, you take what you have minted, and you reconnect your NAMI wallet if it's not already connected. And essentially you choose the amount of JET you want to burn by sliding this scale, the same thing you would have done in terms of how much you want to mint by sliding the scale. And the platform basically will guide you through sending those JET tokens back to the smart contract. And after you've burned the JET tokens, you'll receive back a corresponding amount of the collateral that you have placed in terms of your test ADA. So there will be fees again that are going to be held by the contract, but you confirm the burn transaction again on your NAMI wallet, and the ADA, as we said, is returned to your NAMI wallet, and the JET tokens basically are burned or removed from circulation. It's very important to understand that this is a process that ensures stability in the token environment, and essentially you can mint and or burn various stable coins, and that's something that you have to examine. Overall, all that's left is for this to be your turn to try. All the best.